just said with Day One Production. You know it. We're about to introduce somebody that's larger than life. That's right, Trac-C. She's bigger than everything. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Trac-C. I'm larger than life, and so are you. I want to thank all my Facebook friends, family, and all my fans out there. Thanks to all my friends. Thank you, Lori. Happy birthday, Valerie. We had a great time, and Lori, thank you for the ring. Of course, you know, I've had a great season. I've had G-Baby, Danita ODG, the Rafikis, All You Need, Pimp, all these guys, but in the words of Ice Cube, who started this gangster shit and this is all he thinks he gets? That's right. We got the #1 person that started it all here on 9th Street, Nina Ross, and representing himself. And let me take you and I'll share who he is. What's up, KPaul?
What's up, Trac-C?
I'm doing good. I get a hug. I haven't seen this guy in a long time. This guy's come a long way. And everybody knows, if you're familiar with ATX, we all know that KPaul started it all. And KPaul, first of all, I want to say hello and thank you for letting me do this, because I know you're kind of loner, stay to yourself guy. For you to come out like this, it really means great to me, and plus it's going to mean a lot to you because now they get to see the man behind the face and get to really meet you. And I want this interview as raw as possible, so we know you had some hard knocks, but first of all, where you from?
I'm originally from Austin, Texas. I was born back in the 80s, man, when it was hard to be from Austin, Texas, you know what I mean? But it was also good because we had a certain reputation as a city. You understand what I'm saying? So I came from the old school, I would say, like my mamas and my uncles and everybody born and bred out here. We walk the same streets that we talk about today. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm an ATX all-star, so to speak, and I'm just blessed to be able to continue to hold down my town, you know what I mean? Like, anywhere I go, when I scream ATX, I don't scream it just for me, I scream it for my people, you know what I mean? Like, I represent everybody on the road, wherever we at. Doing the shows, in the studio, it's official with me, man. Like, I ain't gonna say I started it, but I was alone.
Okay, well, let me tell you. First of all, I've been here a long time, and like you said, if you represent ATX, have been here long enough. You did. Pimpin', Joe G, Nina Ross, 9th Street, and KPaul. First of all, say hello to your crew.
Hey, what's up, man? This your boy KPaul, represent 1/2 and off OL. Shouting out everybody, the whole Nina Ross family, Rhino, Gerald G, E-Bell, you know what I'm saying, Free Charlie Brown, Big C, Mike Trey, you know what I mean, all the guys that was involved, the culprit, everybody. If y'all know us, man, y'all know them. Even if you don't know them by name, I bet you seen their face.
Okay. Now, KPaul, like you said, you grew up here, and you just gonna keep it real. You've been in the game for a lot of years, but you had some hard knocks. Okay, so you want to be just upfront and just tell people what happened and what those hard knocks was. I mean,
I grew up. I grew up two streets over from one of the hardest projects in Austin that they tore down, Catappa.
Okay.
You see what I mean? A lot of people wouldn't know that unless you know about Austin. You know what I mean? So I grew up right there off of 13th Street. You know what I mean? My mom. Everybody. I moved around a lot from the north side to the northeast. Never lived too much on the south side, but we do have south side ties, South Austin, you know what I mean? But as far as like being in the game, we've been out here 13 years, man. This year makes 13, you know what I mean? We got our first jump off with Millie Twisted Records back in 1998, but we did we was under contract with those guys for 2 or 3 years, you know what I mean? Things didn't work out the way that each party wanted it too, so we had decided to part ways, and me and Penn went back to the lab and drew up a business plan for House Records. You know what I mean? That's the block that raised us, so we felt like we got to go back to our roots and represent for our people. So, you know, along the way, you know, we was doing our thing. It got grimy in the streets, so we had to take care of business there also. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is when you're living out there in that lane. And you know, we wasn't so much focused on our craft then. We was more focused with the fast money, the cash money. You know what I mean? So therefore, just like anything else, it has its downfalls. You know what I mean? So we got caught up on the different occasions. You know what I mean? It was for a while. If I wasn't in jail, Pimpin' was in jail. If he wasn't in jail, I was in jail. So therefore, you know what I mean, that kind of halted our careers and put us at a standstill and really allowed these other cats to catch up. But along the way, they didn't handle all of their business, so therefore we kept one up on them and we kept it moving. You know what I mean? Like I had got knocked in 2001 on a robbery, you know what I mean? And then so they placed me on probation, you know, hard head, make a soft ass type shit. So then after that, I end up violating my probation on a couple of occasions, you know what I'm saying? And anybody know that Travis County ain't gonna play with you too long, you know? So then I had to take a small hiatus, but you know, along that time, Pimpin' Penn took his craft to another level, you know what I mean? Because he understood that it was time for him to hold us down, you know what I mean? It's just any family member, anybody real or any real nigga gonna do, he gonna hold his partner down, you know what I mean? Because Pimpin' is my first cousin, if a lot of people don't know, like our mamas are sisters. And we was raised by our mamas, which is, both of them ladies is harder than a lot of you bitch ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? Just straight up. That's just being 100, you know? So they wanna know why me and Pimpin' act the way we do, man. We get it from our people, man. Like, we was just brought up in no nonsense household. So why would we take some shit from somebody out here in these streets? It's not gonna, no.
And see, and now that goes right into what I want to ask you is, I seen you growing up as a hard guy, and I ain't saying you still ain't thug and still it's in you, but I've seen you change, and I've seen you, like you said, you stayed in the game, and Penn held it down for you. You know, people was like walking around with signs for KPaul, you know.
I didn't know that.
No, literally, for real.
I would hear, and I would, like, hearing and seeing is two different things. You never believe anything that you hear. You know what I mean? And I wasn't able to see it, but I would get pictures and stuff like that to see what I was hearing. You understand what I'm saying? And it wasn't like we was just these two hard heads coming up, you know what I mean? Because we from a spiritual based background, you know what I mean? Our parents and everything like that. Like me in school, I was a straight A student. But I was a product in my environment. You understand what I'm saying? I played basketball.
Smart, you had the business sense, but because you was a product in your environment, and people don't understand that product environment, if you have to live hard and you go in the streets and that's all you see, that's all you know, that's all you do. So what he's a straight A student, so that means he was a businessman.
And at the same time, you know, it's kind of like this. They had shipped us across the highway to Austin High.
Oh, okay.
The busing systems was fucked up in the 90s, you know what I mean? They had shipped us, I'm talking about everybody from Rosewood to Booker T and all that. We was going to school outside of our neighborhoods. But as soon as those buses dropped us off, we was right back into that environment. So therefore, you know, we seen both walks of life, you understand what I'm saying? But it was just like, I guess the street life and whatever that came with it got the best of us down the road. You understand what I'm saying? Because our parents didn't have no money to pay for us to go to college, you know, so I played basketball. So I went on a college scholarship. But at the same time, when you going to live in a totally different environment where you don't know anybody, that's like when your guerrilla warfare tactics and your instincts take over. You know, you gon' hustle if it's nothing to eat in the kitchen. You gon' hustle if you gotta pay this phone bill or you gotta pay for this book or the next. Like, you gon' hustle. Like, and the thing was, I just reached out to some of my street resources and was like, you know what I mean, I need to get this money right now. It wasn't like I could wait until I got a degree 4 or 5 years later, because a lot of the cats that I went to school with that got them degrees are not even working in the field that they went to school for.
Exactly.
So I was like, fuck this shit, I'm finna get money right now. So, you know, we did what we had to do, and we took the consequences that came with it.
And now those consequences are off your back. So now...
Well, not necessarily.
Well, I mean, you can still deal with them, but what I'm saying is where you're at right now, what you're doing right now, apparently everything... What I want the young people that are rapping out is take out of this is that you know there's a way out. And if you have talent, you know, even though, you know, you might be still in the system, you know, because you said you was raised in a church background. Like your video, for example, is telling a story.
Yeah,
it's telling you where you came from. You're not the same person that you used to be. But I like what you said is that you're a straight A student, but because you got caught up, that means you are a businessman. So you know what you said. You and P got into y'all start making sure y'all invested in the business.
Yeah, definitely.
Started to use the money different.
We would flip our ends, you know what I'm saying, different ways, you know what I mean? We both worked jobs, we sold work, we did all that, man, everything, you know what I mean, from 15 on up to 25, like, we had to survive, you see what I'm saying? So therefore, it was survival of the fittest, so to speak, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's kind of like, what I want to tell cats out here right now, like, stop glorifying the game, man, because, and not speaking on the downfalls and the consequences, because a lot of these kids are taking what you glorify and they getting jammed up with 20 years, 45 years, and you still out here ain't moved nothing in so many years, but they thinking because you rapping about it on your records that's how you got your money now. You know what I mean? So it's not about like talking down on a D-boy or anything like that, because I understand, you know, it's by any means necessary, by all means necessary. But at the same time, you know what I mean, there is a better way, you know what I mean? And even though if the better way ain't today, you got to still look at it tomorrow, you know what I mean? So therefore, you got to live for today and pray for tomorrow, but at the same time, when you're living for today, just know that there's some consequences to go with that, man. Like, period. There's consequences and repercussions for everything that you do. For every action, there's a reaction. And you might not like that reaction.
I mean, when you start to get out, is it hard to change people, places, and things? Do people not believe you? Do people, like certain places, you know, you want to be down with your homeboys, but is there certain ways that you can't, or are you just still you no matter where you go?
No, you got to be you no matter where you go. You can't change the people and places around you. You know what I mean? You better your environment. You understand what I'm saying? If I know that it's trouble walking down this street, I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna walk down that street. I'm gonna just be able to know how it is when it comes to me. You know what I mean? Because first and foremost, you're a man every day. When you wake up, you wash your face and you brush your teeth, you're still a man, bro. That means from when you're in the penitentiary to when you're out here in these streets, you're a man first. And if you ain't a man, then you're a woman. Seriously.
Okay, just plain and simple. If you ain't a man, you're a woman. Oh my God, that is so true.
That's just exactly how it is. You know what I mean? It ain't no straddling the fence, man, because people gonna peep weaknesses in your tendencies. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, like, if you weak, you weak. Just stay out that lane out there, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because
stay clear. If you're weak, do not go in that lane, please.
Please don't go in
that lane. Do not mess with the big boys if you're in that lane.
And I'm not saying, like, you know what I mean, you can't come holler at us or something like that, but at the same time, you know, just understand what you're coming for. Understand what you want before you come, man. Because everybody has an ulterior motive when they come speak to you. Everybody has an ulterior motive. They want something from you. Or they want to see how they can swindle you or fast talk you out of your game. You know, so therefore, just know who you're dealing with, man. Like, I keep a small circle, and it's getting smaller by the minute. You know
right.
It's getting smaller by the minute. Like she
That's
said,
sad,
like she said, I'm not fishing to beat. Like, you're not gonna catch me in the same spots where I used to go, because I know them same spots got them same people in it. But I'm going to be able to go to them spots and give back to my people. You know what I'm saying? When I do come back, I don't need you asking me for anything or coming to try to slick talk me out of my game. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna give it back to you regardless.
Okay, we're gonna stop on the note.
This is just an And I'm with Day One Production. And I want you to exit stage right. You just witnessed another Trac-C larger than life production. As you know, Trac-C is larger than life. Are you listening? More to come, more to like, more to see. Open your mind. The revolution is free. Yes.
Shut it. Get off my thread.